Well, hello, Mandy. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, Brandon.
We're, Hi, it's a great day. The sun's out and your guns are out. And so we're going to do an open enrollment recording for Planet Fitness. And we're excited because we just have some really good stuff to share. And you love doing this.
I
And
do.
we're going to get geared up for this 3 hour video. And it should only be 30 minutes. So don't turn us off yet. I'm going to share our screen here. And we're going to go through this. We are known as Team Brandy. I'm Brandon, and this is Mandy. And this is your 2021 enrollment. And I know that 2021 looks a lot like 2020. So I don't think we've quite flipped the new year, have we?
No, I think we're sort of seeing some residuals through the first part of this year, but I think we're on an uphill climb. I think it's getting better.
I like your optimism. We'll
Thank
keep
you.
it at that. So this is your 2021 open enrollment, and it's effective for June 1st. And we will go through some changes and also on how to enroll in your benefits through Navigator. This is the time where if you do have some changes within your household, this is where you can elect or waive coverage. You can elect coverage for a dependent. And then also if you have a qualifying event that you can also now enroll in the benefits, or you had a loss of coverage, that type of stuff. And this will be all done through Navigator. We will explain how to do that. We're going to go through some of your benefits today. Medical, we're going to explain again the HRA, a health reimbursement arrangement that has been in place for a year, your current HSA, and then I'll review the medical benefits, and then go through dental and vision, and then again the Navigator, and then some voluntary products that we have with Colonial. So the first thing I want to do is show you, this is what we call our one pager. This is a good resource for you. It has it summarized. And I do have to go through 3 different ones just so we have this all in the video. But for Oregon, Washington, and Alaska employees, so the first is Oregon. You do have an option here for a choice between the Charter HSA, which is your Providence network, or the Navigate, which is the legacy. So most of you are familiar with this, that you have to choose one or the other. If you choose the Charter, you will be using mostly Providence-based systems, and if you choose Navigate, you'll be choosing the legacy systems. I want to show you here the generosity of Planet Fitness. They are subsidizing much of the cost for you as the employee. So this here represents what you would have to pay if you enroll in one of the 2 plans. And then also it's very generous that they contribute to the HSA. A lot of employers that do an HSA don't contribute. And so it's great to see that Planet Fitness is stepping up here and putting in a monthly amount into your HSA account, which will allow you to pay for some of the services that are subject to deductible. Also, Planet Fitness is stepping up. So 2 ways, contribution and the HSA, but third is they're helping to pay for part of this deductible. If you notice here, your calendar year deductible is $6,000 for individual and $10,000 for family. Well, they've set up a health reimbursement arrangement, an HRA, where you only have to pay the first $3,000 of the deductible. Then Planet Fitness will reimburse you the next $3,000, satisfying the $6,000 deductible. So in essence, you really have a $3,000 deductible. And then they also will do this for the family. You're responsible for the first $6,000. They will reimburse the next $4,000. This makes it a very reasonable benefit with a lower deductible and an HSA contribution to help pay for any expenses that are subject for deductible. For example, if you go to a primary care physician You will be, and this is if it's not preventive. All your preventive care is still covered at 100%. This includes the physicals, OBGYN checkups, immunizations, well child care, those types of things are all covered at 100%. If you go see the physician for any other type of diagnosis, then it is subject to deductible. You will pay the full amount. They do have discounts though. UHC does contract with providers, and so that discount will apply. And you want to make sure that it is ran through United Healthcare before you pay the physician. I know a lot of times the physician will ask for payment, but it's preferred that you say, I have to let this go through the billing process so the United Healthcare discounts can apply, which will make it a lot more affordable for you, and then you pay through mail or over the phone. Telemedicine is a great resource for you because it is covered in full 100%. And Mandy will go through this later on what you can use for the virtual visits, but a very affordable and efficient way to see a physician. Urgent care is the choice over emergency room. It is statistically proven that about 90% of emergency room visits could have been handled in urgent care. So if it's not life-threatening, we encourage you to go to urgent care where you'll pay 50%, or excuse me, you'll pay the full amount until you hit the deductible. But the average urgent care is around $300, where your emergency room benefit is subject to deductible, and that usually runs about $1,500. If you are admitted to the hospital, it is subject to deductible. So you are paying the full amount until you hit that deductible, that $3,000. And remember, then you get reimbursed the next $3,000. Outpatient, it is the same, subject to deductible. Once you've hit your deductible, it's covered at 50%. And just as a reminder, once you hit your out-of-pocket, I'll go back up here, your out-of-pocket is $7,000. Once you've hit that, it's covered 100% on all benefits. And this includes the deductible. So again, Planet Fitness is contributing towards that deductible and out-of-pocket. And so your out-of-pocket costs are going to run you $4,000. And then everything's covered 100% after that. And then basic lab and x-ray, same thing, subject to deductible. Once you've hit the deductible, it's covered 50%. As a reminder, though, if you're going in preventive care and they're doing blood work, that's covered 100%. Also covered at 100% is a colonoscopy. Those are really fun, by the way. I know by experience, but at least there's no charge for it. Advanced imaging, this includes your MRIs, your CAT scans, those types of things. That is subject to deductible. Once you've satisfied it, it's covered at 50%. We do have alternative care, acupuncture, chiropractic, naturopath. These are all great benefits. I will say it is subject to deductible, so you will be paying up front for it. But again, they do have discounts, so it makes it much more affordable. If you've hit your deductible, then this is a great benefit because it's covered at 50%. We do have vision included that we'll go through later. And then prescription charges, it is a $15 for generic, which is 95% of your prescriptions. It's a 75% what they call preferred brand. So these are drugs that have been out on the market for quite a while. Those are covered at a $75 copay, and these are after deductible. And then your non-preferred prescriptions are at 30%, and then 50% for specialty. Again, this is subject to deductible, so really do your research on this. Generic, of course, is going to be the most affordable route. I will stop and tell you about an app that's very good, especially if you have an HSA. It's called GoodRx. I encourage you to download this app. It will show you exactly in your area for your prescription on what's the most affordable. and you can go right there to that pharmacy, show them a discount card that is in the app, and you could pay a lot lower fee. So this is the Oregon. Again, you have a choice between the Charter or the Navigate. Now with Washington, you have the choice of Navigate, which is the legacy systems. The benefits are the same, so we won't take the time to go through it. But as a reminder, you do get the same employee cost, the HSA contribution, and the HRA provided by Planet Fitness. For Alaska, it's a little bit different because up there the networks are different with the carriers. Alaska employees, you have the choice plan with United Healthcare. This plan is a little bit different. Your costs are a little bit higher because of the plan is a more generous benefit, just because there is a lack of choice up there in Alaska. But just to run through the benefits for you, you do get the HSA contribution and you also get the HRA. But your calendar year deductible is $5,000 for individual, $10,000 for family. So as you, as the employee, you're responsible for the first $3,000 of the individual deductible. The HRA reimburses the next $2,000 of the individual deductible. For family, you pay for the first $6,000, and then the HRA reimburses the next $4,000. And then your out-of-pocket is $7,000, and again, they're contributing $2,000 of this. So in essence, your out-of-pocket is $5,000, and that includes the deductible portion. And then for family, it is higher, but again, they're contributing $4,000 towards that out-of-pocket. The nice thing about this plan is once you've hit the deductible, it's covered in full, 100%. This is a great benefit once you've hit that. Just keep in mind anything before you satisfy the deductible, you pay the full cost. And again, they have discounts there that will apply, so the cost will be reduced from the discounts. That should do it for the medical. Now is the dental benefit that's also through United Healthcare. It's kind of nice that we have the medical, dental, and vision all with United Healthcare. It keeps it easy. This here shows your cost to enroll on the dental. This should say employee cost. We'll get that fixed. But this is your cost to add yourself or family and dependents. And to go through the benefits quickly, nothing's changed here. $50 deductible for the individual, $150 for the family. And this is a calendar year deductible. By the way, again, reminders, your benefits, they are applied by January to December, even though we're in June. It goes by a calendar year. You do have a benefit maximum of $1,500 on the dental. There is no cost to you on the office visit. If it is preventive, you're covered 100%. If you do have some basic services, which would include fillings, that's covered at 80%. And then if it is crowns or root canals, those types of things, it's covered at 50%. Now they do have a in-network benefit, which is the $180.50. If you do go out of their network, you get a little bit lower co-insurance. But United Healthcare has a big dental network, so hopefully you're staying in the network. For vision, it's also again with United Healthcare in-network here benefit. These are your costs that you would pay if you enroll in the vision benefits. We encourage you to do this. It's a great benefit for the cost. You have a $10 eye exam that is covered 100%. If you do need materials, it's a $25 copay. And then there is a maximum allowance of $130 for the frames. And I'll back up there. Your exam is covered every year, so we encourage you to get this done every year. And then also the materials allowance is every year. This is a pretty generous benefit. We usually see a lot of this every 2 years. And it does show you here how the lenses are covered. But overall, a great vision benefit at a low cost. Now to the fun part, Mandy, who explained the HRA reimbursements. We want to make sure that you are understanding how to submit the HRA costs.
Thank you, Brandon. I am going to go over this slide here regarding the HRA, which, by the way, is a very generous benefit for your employer to add on top of the health plan. So again, just to have an understanding about that, the HRA is through a third party called Paylocity. So that's who you'll be submitting to if you need to get any reimbursement. So I'm just going to go through this flow chart here, starting out with the first thing that has to happen is that you're going to receive medical services that apply to the deductible. And as Brandon explained in the slide before, you as the employee are going to meet the first $3,000 of the deductible. And then anything over that amount that's a deductible service, you can get reimbursed for. So the next step is you would obtain your EOB, your explanation of benefits. And you either get that through the mail through United Healthcare, you can register at myuhc.com and you can download your benefit there, your EOB there, or you can use the mobile app. So there's lots of ways to obtain the EOB. And so wanted to make sure you know how easy that is to do, because the EOB is required so that we can see, or not we, Paylocity can see that you've met certain pieces of your deductible and that it applied to the deductible amount. So then you're going to log into your online portal with Paylocity, and they have an HRA form there, and you're going to complete your information, such as your name and all those requested things. And then you're going to file your claim and provide your EOB. And you can do that through online with Paylocity. They also have a mobile app. So there's a couple different ways to do it. And then you're going to get reimbursed by a check or direct deposit. So it's a very simple process, but you do have to go through a few steps in order to get the reimbursement. One thing I just want to remind you that you do not need to meet the entire $6,000 deductible in order to get any reimbursement. Again, you pay the first $3,000 and then anything after that can be reimbursed. So for instance, if you have some services for a deductible and it amounts in $4,000, you pay the first $3,000, but you can get reimbursed for that $1,000 there. So I just kind of want to make that clear. Don't forget about this and don't think I have to wait till I meet my entire $6,000 deductible until I can get any reimbursement. So that's my tip for the day.
Yeah, no, that's an excellent point. Thank you. So just a reminder of the HSA and how it works. This is what we call two components to it. One is it's a high deductible health plan. IRS requires that everything is subject to deductible for you to have the pre-tax savings and also to be able to contribute to a bank account. So ours does satisfy that. As you saw through the plan, everything is subject to deductible first. The second component, it's a health savings account. You can contribute to this account. And as we saw, Planet Fitness is generously also contributing to the account to build this up to allow you to pay for costs subject to deductible. Just as a reminder, this accumulates year after year. You never have to use the money in your account. This is different than what we call a flexible spending account. This is a kind of a retirement account, if you will, that you can build up over time and then carry forward into retirement. If you do leave Planet Fitness, the money does go with you too. You are the custodial owners of this bank account. Couple things just to make sure you're aware of that doesn't surprise you if you're ineligible for an HSA. The first, again, you have to be enrolled in a high deductible plan, which this is. You cannot be covered by any other health plan. You have to enroll in Planet Fitness's high deductible plan to be eligible to contribute and to receive their contributions. You can't be on a health flexible spending account. The IRS doesn't allow you to do both. You have to do one or the other. And you cannot be on your spouse's plan either, or an FSA as well. So if you enroll on this HSA, you have to enroll without being on another plan and without being on another FSA. Can be enrolled in Medicare or TRICARE. And then one that comes as a surprise to some people is you cannot be claimed as a dependent on another person's tax return and enroll on this HSA. As a reminder, here's the contribution limits. In 2020, it was $3,550, $71 for families, and then it went up in 21 to $3,600 and $7,200. If you are over the age of 55 or older, you can make up an annual additional catch-up contribution of $1,000. This just shows you how you can use your HSA dollars. If you want to use the funds that have been put into the bank account, you can use that to use for expenses that are subject to deductible. You either have an HSA debit card that you can use. Also, as a reminder, if you order checks, which you can through Paylocity, is that and it will be a fee to get the checks, but you can reimburse yourself. For example, you're at the doctor, you forgot your HSA bank account, debit card, you can use your own personal bank account and then go home and write yourself a check and deposit into your personal checking account. The IRS does allow this. Again, if you want to build this account up for retirement, you can, or if you know that maybe next year you're going to have more medical expenses, then some people will pay out of pocket for this year, let that build up, and then the next year they use it for maybe a surgery or procedure that they're having. The mobile app.
Okay, let's talk about it. I do want to talk about United Healthcare's resources. They have a lot of great tools and resources online for you. And you guys may be experienced because you've been with UHC for a minute here, but I just want to remind everybody that hasn't, you can download the mobile app. It's called Health for Me mobile app, free of charge. You can get it at the App Store. And this is just kind of a great tool because you would have access to your ID card right on your phone. You can get estimates on cost for procedures that you may have coming up. You can manage any claims, track any prescriptions, and then just access your personal health records. So, you know, for instance, when we're talking about the HRA and maybe you know you've paid some towards your deductible, you're not exactly sure, you can access that through this mobile app so that you can see personally how much you've met of your deductible in the year. So it's a great tool, it's a great resource, and I would just encourage all of you to download this app.
Yeah, Mandy, if I may add on this, it's especially with an HSA when you're paying for the cost up front, you know, that estimate procedure cost is big. If you are having a procedure, you can see on here what the estimate is. And then also they do have a tool that you can compare providers on how much they're charging and where you should go to pay some lower costs.
Virtual visits. I think this is all the rage, wouldn't you say, Brandon, after we had the pandemic?
It was our only choice for about 6 months.
Exactly. So again, I want to remind you that this is an option for you. And it's not for everything, but again, it lists some conditions here on this flyer where maybe not, you know, a broken bone, but if you're having, you know, a sinus problem, a sore throat, cold flu symptoms, and you don't want to go into a provider, you can.
What about diarrhea, Mandy?
I'm sorry, I did skip right over that, and if you have that, please use a virtual visit as well. That would just probably be best. But I want to let you know how to access your virtual visit. And you're going to go to myuhc.com and you want to create a username and password if you have not already done that, so you have your own account. And once you do that, that's how you will access a virtual visit. They use 2 different vendors, Amwell and one that is slipping my mind right now. But you can register here. at myuhc.com, have a virtual visit, and it's a really great program. I have actually used a virtual visit with UHC before, and it was very simple to do. And I signed my name and I went through the website, and then it was actually for my daughter, and she had some, sore throat symptoms, things like that. They were able to prescribe over the phone, and it was easy. I didn't have to go anywhere, and I got to actually speak to a doctor. So I recommend all of you to go to myuhc.com so that you're registered there, so that when you do need to use a virtual visit, it's easy.
Dr. Demand was the
Thank
other
you.
one.
Thank you. Okay, so now I want to talk about the motion program. And I mean, you people are fit people anyway. And so UHC has a really cool program where you can earn actual dollars, like real life dollars, just by doing what you probably already do. So there's 3 different ways to earn a dollar. So it's frequency. If you have 500 steps in 7 minutes, 6 times a day, at least 1 hour apart, you get $1. You can earn $1 that day just for that. In the same day, if you have intensity, 3,000 steps in 30 minutes, you can earn your second dollar. Tenacity, 10,000 plus total steps in a day, you earn another $1. So you really have an opportunity to earn $3 into your HSA account from United Healthcare just because you're moving. And as you can see, that amounts to $1,095 in a year. That's no joke. That's a big deal. And again, you guys are probably all moving and shaking anyway. And so this is for employees that are enrolled. And if you are enrolled with a spouse, they would also have access to this motion program. If you go to the next slide, Brandon.
I was just going to add, Mandy, on this, you get the 1,095, and then Planet Fitness is contributing $750 a year. You're at 1,845 in HSA dollars.
That's a pretty big deal. And as a reminder, your HSA is your account. So that rolls over every year. You're getting that, and that's accumulating every year. So I couldn't quite do the math on the Planet Fitness HSA, so I appreciate you penciling that out for me.
That's why I'm here. Thank you.
Perfect. So this is the slide I wanted to talk about with motion, is that you do have to register your device. So you can use a device if you already have a Garmin or a Fitbit or something like that, an Apple Watch, you can do that. But they also have opportunity for you to get a credit just by signing up for the motion program. And you'll get a $55 credit, and you can use it for the baseline device, or you can upgrade into some of those other device options and get a credit towards that. But that's the important part of this. I know you guys are already walking and doing all your movements anyway, but you do have to register your device. So that's just a reminder that please sign up for this program, this motion program, and do that, because like Brandon said, it's real dollars. It's really going into your bank account, and it's a no-brainer for you guys. And once you've signed up for the motion program, you do have a dashboard, because you do have to download your data from your device so that you can access your points and see what your points are. But as you can see here, this is kind of an example of what the dashboard looks like once you've done that. So I encourage everybody to do that, and it'll keep totals of the amount that you've earned to date. Oh, wow. We're already at Employee Navigator. So as Brandon mentioned at the beginning, Employee Navigator is the online platform that you will use to enroll in your benefits. And so you need to make your elections every year. It is the open enrollment time. And so you will be receiving an email from Employee Navigator. Now, some of you may have already registered last year when you signed up. So when you receive that email and you click on the link, it'll take you to a landing page and ask you to put in your username and password. If you haven't yet registered, if you're new to the benefits or new to Planet Fitness, then you'll receive instructions from that link and how to set up your account. So just as a reminder, all employees must log in and complete their enrollment elections. Even if you are going to waive all the coverages, you still have to log into the site. It's a very easy, user-friendly site, and just click, I'm waiving, I have other coverage, or hey, here's what I want to do this year. So that will be coming.
Randy, what if I don't have any changes? Do I need to go into Navigator?
You do. You still do.
Yeah,
You still.
I do.
I'm not going to say it again, Brandon. You still need to go into Navigator, even if you don't have changes. You have to make the elections because they are new payroll deduction amounts. So we need to make sure that you are aware and signing off on those amounts. Okay, so this is actually an example of what your page would look like once you click on the link if you've never registered for Employee Navigator. So if you're new, this is what it looks like. And so you're going to put your first name, last name. There's a company identifier, which will be listed in the email as well. So you don't have to remember this. It'll ask for the last 4 digits of your social security number and your date of birth. So that's how you will actually create an account and register through Employee Navigator if you haven't already done so. And then after that, it's going to take you to a little page that looks a little something like this, and it's going to say start enrollment. And that's when you're going to click on it. And it's going to take you through all the different benefits. And that's where you can see what you're enrolled in currently. And you can see what you're, in now. And then you can just, if you want to do exactly the same, you just click the same buttons over and over again. Yes, yes, no. Very simple. And then at the end of it, it's going to give you a summary page. So you can see that you're enrolled in the medical plan and HSA, in the dental and the vision. And then it's going to give you a total cost per pay period so that you can see as the employee, hey, what is this costing me? And that way that you're aware and you kind of know what's happening for the new changes for June 1.
Thank you, Mandy. And what we don't have in here, but we'll be announcing later, is the opportunity for Colonial. I believe we will have that in Navigator as well, where you can elect some voluntary benefits. So look forward to that as well when you're a Navigator. And that concludes our presentation, and we did it in 31 minutes. Not bad. It's amazing. It's a miracle.
You promised 30, so we're a little over.
I'm off by a minute. You were a little long-winded, but that's okay.
I hope they fast forwarded through your parts because I felt like mine were more important at the end. I'm just saying.
See the abuse that I get all day. So thank you, everybody. Hope you have a great summer, and we'll look forward to seeing you in person soon.